You betcha. That's the show we're doing tonight, and we've got three beautiful guests on tonight, and we're going to find a little bit about them, dwell into their personal life a little bit, and they're going to be introduced and by my good friend, Albert Dugan.
How are you doing, Ian?
Doing great, and
Good.
Thanks for being such a wonderful host.
Yeah, no problem.
I really enjoyed that pork tenderloin you made last night.
Yes, I'm glad you liked it.
Well, we have a show. It's called You Betcha. And the game show is we'll just kind of talk to you a little bit, and we'll get the guests to come on here in a second. But there's a secret word, right?
Yes, that's right.
And now, what is the secret word tonight?
Tonight's secret word is face.
That's not a duck. Well, here's the secret word tonight. And what we're going to do is, this was supposed to be a duck. I guess we made some soup out of it or something. But, all right. We're going to get that guy back up there. How's the audience doing tonight? Doing great. I'd like to hear that. You guys are a good audience. Albert Dugan, who's our first guest?
Ian, our first guest tonight is Adam McKinney. He is the 15th best pinball player in the United States.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, give him a round of applause, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Dugan. Well, hello, Adam.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
No, it's a problem. Thanks for being so good at pinball.
Hey, no problem.
Now I hear you're pretty good at the old pinball game. How did that get started?
It got started originally and I was about 6, and I liked to go on my bike to 7-Eleven down in my childhood home right by St. Louis, and I found that if you played pinball and if you did really well, you could play another game.
And get free games after that?
Yes, that's what started my love of pinball.
Have you accumulated a lot of free games before and had people behind you be like, God, this guy, you know?
Yeah, I have been known to irk the person, waiting behind me from time to time, but as I've gotten a little bit older and more mature, I've learned that in order to grow the sport of pinball, it is important to pass along those free games to others.
And I'm glad you said sport, because for a long time, people thought pinball was a game of chance, right?
Yes, actually, it was banned in New York City for an extended period of time until a very landmark court case in which this gentleman named Roger Sharp went into a court. And
With a pinball machine.
In order to prove that it was not just a game of chance. And what he would do is he would call out what shot he would hit. Like he would say, I'm going to hit the left ramp. And then he would do it. And the judge, according to the legend, is so impressed that they decided to license pinballs as games of skill instead of games of chance.
So it's kind of, it was gambling kind of a thing on that, and you think people were gambling on pinball quite a bit before it was considered a game of skill?
Definitely, and especially in some of its other incarnations, like where it was more almost like a pachinko machine or something of that nature.
It's interesting now, there's a lot of different things that have evolved through the pinball, the way the game is played, the way the games have changed over the years, and there's the tilt mechanism, which, do you know how that works?
A tilt mechanism works, what it is, it's a little metal drop. It's a little, almost like a screw, and then there's a circle around it, and what happens is if you shake the machine enough, either knowingly or unknowingly, and the little metal screw comes into contact with the ring, then that will complete the circuit, and that will give you either a tilt warning or a tilt, depending on the game.
And lock it up, maybe?
Yes.
Now, back to your childhood when you were riding bikes and whatnot. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from, I'll say St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri? And you used to travel down and play pinball. Was there any other games you found yourself to be unnaturally good at?
I played some tennis when I was younger. I played some things of that nature, but and basketball and some other sports of that nature. But lately, it's been pinball.
Yeah. What's your favorite game?
My favorite game, I would say, lately has been the Simpsons Pinball Party.
I've played that up at Gunther's Games. Is that the right one? Same one?
Yes. That is. There's actually 2 Simpsons games. I'm referring to the one that was made in the last 5 years or so.
Okay. Yeah. And has there been I know they say pinball kind of comes and goes, and in a revolution of sense, it's on the wane right now, or is it not? Do you think it's on the rise, or do you think it's on the wane?
It's kind of in a shallow period, I would say, maybe, but it's I think it has a definite possibility to come back because it's one of the few games that you really can't replicate very well on a console or a
Right.
computer or something of that nature. Because if you play a game of pinball long enough, if you have like a 4, 5, 6, 7-hour session of playing, you're almost guaranteed to see one physical occurrence of a ball moving in a certain way or two balls colliding that you've never
Right.
seen before.
And have anything changed on the back little panel kind of area as the years have gone by, as technology is great? Anything in significance on the interface?
Oh, definitely. Around 1999, Williams, who was no longer making machines, started a project called Pinball 2000, where what they did was they kind of shortened up the play field, the area the ball actually rolls, and then they would project a TV screen image onto the back of the machine, where it would look like you were actually shooting at these images. So one of the games they had was a Star Wars machine, for example, where you would actually shoot at, Jar Jar Binks, which was, of course, very satisfying if
Right.
you would hit him and knock him down.
I hate that bastard.
I very much agree.
Well, let's see. What's the oldest machine you've played?
The oldest machine I've played at the World Championships in Pittsburgh. There's a facility where this gentleman, Kevin Martin, has a wall where he has machines going back pretty much every year from 2006 was the last year the tournament was held, all the way back to the 50s and 40s. So I would say I've probably played a machine from the 1940s.
Excellent. That's great. Well, we got to know a little bit about you, and it seems like you know your pinball pretty well. So there's a couple trivia questions. I hope you studied up. I did my research.
I will do my best.
All right. First question tonight, all right? We're going to give it right here. What is the term for the mechanism that pulls the ball into play?
It is called a plunger.
That's correct. The audience loves you, man. All right, second question. Albert, you can mark him down for 100 points. Okay, second question. This is, you're going to get the 100 points no matter what, but where and what is the best machine in town?
The best machine in town, I would say, is the Lord of the Rings machine currently at the Shakespeare's District location.
Yeah, what happens when you get it up in that ring? Does it supposed to magnet keep it there or something?
It is supposed to stay in there, and there's actually a mode where one ball will get stuck in the magnet, and another ball will have to come in
Punch
and
it.
knock the ball
That's
through
amazing.
the hole,
Wow.
if the magnet works.
Yeah, so it might need some maintenance down there at Shakespeare's.
Yes, please.
All right, it's up to 200 points. Still looking for that secret word. Let's see if you can say it. All right, third question tonight is, what is a chill maneuver?
What is a chill maneuver? I would say generally that's a maneuver where you want to make the ball roll less fast, or you may wish to actually trap the ball by using one of the methods of like a drop catch, or just any sort of method where you can cause the ball to stop.
All right, that's right. He's up to 300 points here. Fourth question, we got two more. What was the first pinball machine to have a cannon launcher where the player literally shoots the pinball at its targets?
If I remember correctly, the correct answer to that one is Black Rose.
I don't know. I have Terminator 2.
Oh, well,
Judgment Day.
Terminator 2 definitely does have that launcher. That's a launcher from the side. I didn't know when that you meant a launcher from the side or a launcher that would shoot from between the flippers.
Oh,
But,
nice.
I think Terminator 2 may be the correct answer. I'm not sure
I'll
on the
give you
dates.
half of them if you can tell me what year that Terminator game was.
Let's see. Terminator 2 came out when I was a sophomore in high school, so I would guess the machine came out in 1992.
91.
91.
We're going to give you half. He's up to 350. We got one more question now. And which machine was the first to have 2 levels of playfield? This is a tough one.
I really want to say Haunted House, but I'm afraid that was the first one with 3. The first one with 2, I know it's not right, but just because I really love the game, I'm going to say Black Knight.
You're correct. That's amazing. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cognito.
All right, and we'll be back right after this.
So that was very interesting, Albert.
It sure was. Thank you, Albert. I appreciate that.
Yes.
All right, who's our next guest?
Our next guest tonight is Kevin Walsh. He owns Kevin Walsh's World of Popular Music.
Excellent. Send him in. Welcome to You Betcha. Say the magic word and win 100 points. Hello.
Ian.
Nice to meet you, Kevin. I don't know much about you other than this file I have on you, so we'll have to just take information off that, right?
Yeah, you could check with the local authorities, perhaps.
Authorities, right?
Mhm.
Well, where are you born?
Out east.
East?
Uh-huh.
In a little town or a little manger or
A little valley.
a little valley?
Little valley on the east coast.
Okay, and
Mhm. Now I hail from the flatlands, though. I love the flatscape of Missouri.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's excellent. Well, how did your journey bring you to Columbia, Missouri?
Well, I hitchhiked out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, did you stop in any other places? along
Landed
the way?
on the business loop there at the Taco Tico, which no longer exists. Had my first taco and decided I liked the place, liked the lay of the land, as I said, the flatscape. Raised in a valley, never really saw the sunset.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Never been further west than Pittsburgh.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you must really think this is an exotic place then.
I like the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you married or are you happy?
No, I like the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any of them you're gonna marry someday?
Love the people out here. Just love them.
Yeah. These
Yes.
people around here, they must be good. Well, you have a little radio show here in town, right? With KOPN.
Yeah, I do a couple of radio shows on KOPN. I've been on KOPN for quite a while, actually. I used to be part of the Frank and Charlie show for years, and I've gone solo, and I have two shows, actually, from 7 o'clock until 10 on Monday nights. I share a slot with Kafer, and that's Jazz plus Blues equals Soul. And then from 3 until 6 on Wednesday afternoons, it is the so-called Good Life.
Yeah. It's kind of like you betcha.
Sort of, yeah. You can watch a kind of a hippie burnout, desperately try to keep it together for a few hours on the radio.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you say you can watch it because this is kind of like the KOPN of television, right?
Yeah,
Cat 3
you
down
can
here.
listen to this, watch KOPN. Yeah, listener sponsored.
So, what kind of music you primarily play? I know I've listened to some. You had a New Orleans soul thing the other day.
I stopped listening to music a long time ago. Yeah, but I like to say that I don't like music so much as I like what music does to people.
Well, a lot of people are curious of what's going to happen with you when your lease is up on your store. You got any
Can't
plans on that?
say. Can't say. It's been up. Yeah.
Some people think that you might spontaneously combust. Other people think you'll move on. Other people think you might just stick around. Do you have anything to say to them?
I might stick around and no one would notice. I thought about that.
That's right.
Mm.
Well, are you ready for some trivia?
Like the people out
A
here.
lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, I got some people questions for you.
All right.
Here we go. First question, we're going to start off a little easier. Well, this is maybe easy. Other than Purple Rain, what's another movie that Prince has been in?
Graffiti Bridge.
There you go. 100 points. Marking that.
Better
Dugan?
movie, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, second question. In Karate Kid 1, how old was Ralph Macchio playing the role of a 16-year-old?
So I'm going to have to guess 20.
23.
Dude.
Can you believe that?
Really?
It was 23.
Never
Some-
saw it.
Yeah, it's weak.
Yeah.
Well, you should see it. I learned some good moves in there.
I'm going to. 23. Wow.
Yeah, he was 29 in the third one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, which is even more impressive.
Karate
Still playing a
Adults.
16-year-old.
Was it still the Karate Kid?
Yeah, Karate Kid
Really?
3, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so we still got you, it takes you down to 50 points, but you can still say the secret word, which is hovering above us like the sword of Damocles. So the third question tonight, second to Crater Lake, what is the deepest lake in the United States? Second to Crater Lake. Think it over.
I'm dying to say Lake Titicaca on TV, but that's not my guess. I'm going to say that lake by that dam, that big one.
Big dam?
Yeah.
Can we say dam on TV?
Yeah, it's the big,
Can we say
it's
dam?
the big lake. Yeah, big dam. What the hell's the name of that? Lake. All right, I'm just going to say
Throw it out there.
Little Dixie.
Close, man.
Right.
It was Lake Tahoe.
Tahoe.
Yeah. That's all right.
All right.
We're down to 25. Let's see what
All
we can do here. We got 2 more.
Bearing down.
All right. In what year did Marvin Gaye's What's Going On come out? What year was it released?
1971.
Very good. That's worth 100. You're up to 125. You got that one. All right.
Great year.
It was a great year, I've been told.
Was.
Yeah, I was like 2. I barely remember it.
Not as good as 74.
74?
74 was a great year for music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll have to Google that. For the final question, it's a little tough one. It's going to be worth 150.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is I'm just going to ask you, throw it out there. How many feet in 1 mile?
Hang on. Now wait, I have to do some ciphering here.
Yeah.
440. That's 16 and 3, 17, 20, and then 3. That'd be 3,000. 210. 210. And wait a minute.
He's getting there.
Wait a
He's
minute.
getting there.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
3,210, and then 4, then the 40s left over, right? 3,210, and the 4 times 40, 160. 3,210, 3,370.
Very close. 5,280.
Wait, geez. Oh, feet.
Feet.
Oh.
You thought I said.
I don't know what you said.
Well, I'll give you a
Hand.
chance to say the magic word. I'm going to say something, and if you think of it, we'll give you an extra 100 points. So
Feet.
close.
Really?
It's something.
No, I mean, oh.
Oh,
damn,
feet. No.
feet.
It's like feet. It's
All
something
right.
we all have.
All right.
A clock has one. A human has one.
Face.
There you go. Said it. You get an extra 100 points there. Thanks for the score here. You got it on face is extra.
Why
I'm
did I
going to
know
mark
that?
you down for another 100 points.
Ooh.
And we end you with 275 points. Get out of here. All right. Kevin, thanks for being on the show. We'll let you know how you did.
Thank you.
We'll have you back sometime.
Yeah.
All right. That was Kevin Walsh, everybody. We'll be back right after this. All right. Well, that was very good with Kevin, huh?
Yeah, very good. I liked it.
So, Albert, we have one more guest tonight, and we have Adam, who's in the lead with points, right?
Yep.
Okay. And who's our third guest tonight?
Our third guest tonight, Ian, is Simon Rose from BXR.
Ian, how's it going?
Not bad, Simon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me on the program.
No problem. Good there, pal.
Hey, nice to see you.
Sounds good. We got this about right? All right. So,
Thanks a lot.
I don't have too much information about you other than the file that I have in front of me.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm just going to start to get to know you a little bit.
All right, that's fine.
So, you're from Manchester, is that correct?
I am originally from Manchester, England. Scenic Northwest, yeah.
You born and raised? Or
Yeah, born
long?
and raised.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How long were you there before you started to travel?
Let's see, 20 years.
20
pretty much.
years?
Yeah, before coming to Colombia. I'm still here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of great bands have come from Manchester.
Absolutely, Ian.
Is there?
Lots of bands.
Is there? Every time I see a band, it seems like they're from Manchester.
Well, there's not
And-
much else to do there, or at least there wasn't when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so everyone was in a band.
Yeah. Were
But
you in a
that still
band?
continues. Not really.
No.
I like lots of bands, and I had a lot of friends who were in bands, and some of the guys who went to my school above me did fairly well for themselves in bands, but I was never in a band, no. But I think most DJs
Yeah.
are frustrated musicians.
Who wanted to be? I see.
That's my theory.
Well, if you were in a band, what kind of band would it be?
It'd be an Oasis-like band, Ian, without the bad behavior. You know.
Okay.
Bit more moderate on the
They're
behavior,
also
maybe.
from Manchester,
They
correct?
are. They
Yeah.
are indeed.
So, what are some other bands when you were in this 19, 20-year-old playing
Well,
around?
let's see. Well, when I was a kid, you know, the Buzzcocks,
I love the Buzzcocks.
Smiths.
Orgasm Addict.
Yeah, absolutely.
What can
a
I
great
say?
song.
I,
mean, every
agree
song,
with
they're
that
still
song
going,
completely.
You know.
Yeah, I love everything. Singles going steady.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
they are still going. They're a great band. Oh, let's think. Smiths,
Smiths, yeah. Morrissey is doing his thing still.
He's still doing his thing, absolutely. Then we had the whole, Stone Roses, Happy Mondays,
Yeah.
that whole thing going on. 808 State, New Order, Joy Division.
Joy Division, which ended up being New Order, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a big film now coming out about Joy Division. I think it's supposed to be out sometime this year.
Excellent.
But the irony is that Manchester of the 70s doesn't look like Manchester today, so they shot it in another English city. Irony, but
Weird.
hey. And then today we got, like I said, Oasis and lots of other great bands. So,
Yeah. It seems like there was definitely something going on there for a time where they were just kicking out great tunes.
Yeah.
And the Bee Gees, can't forget the Bee Gees.
Yeah, they have a Manchester connection too. Absolutely, those
Yeah,
guys. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, what can you tell me about the Isle of Man?
Actually, it's funny you mention that because when I was a kid, we used to go on holiday there all the time. The Isle of Man is a tiny little principality. It's between the northwest of England and Ireland, and it's tiny. I think it's only about 9 or 10 miles tip to toe, maybe a bit more than that. The capital is Douglas.
Douglas?
Yeah, we used to go to.
Dugan, maybe.
There you go,
familiar?
maybe. And we used to go to a place called Port Erin on holiday on the south coast of the Isle of Man. It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
In the summer.
How did it get its Isle of Man? How did
You know
man
what?
come into it?
I'm not
did
sure.
A man find it?
A man probably found it, although it could have been a woman. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, he probably stole the credit for it if she did.
That's probably true. They have some different laws to England, although they are to Britain, although they are a principality, but they have their own parliament.
Oh, yeah.
And they even have sort of their own coins and currency
Really?
and stuff. Yeah. And they were for a long time a tax haven, so you'd find some notable British pop stars, actors living there or having holiday homes there because they paid less tax.
Got to take up the tax before you take up the carpet. So that's right. So what about, there's a lot of sports that are very popular over there too,
Yep.
like cricket and
Yep.
I know
Cricket World Cup's about to start.
Yeah.
soon.
Do you understand the game?
Absolutely. Played cricket a lot.
You love it?
Love it.
I hear
Great
people,
game.
once you figure it out, you just love it.
You do.
It's like
You
that
know?
pinball.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. And some cricket games look a bit like pinball
Mm-hmm.
when it gets going.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, and also rugby, right? Did you ever play rugby?
I played rugby a little bit, but then in our school you played rugby till you were about 14, and then you got to choose whether you wanted to just play rugby or play soccer or football.
And then when you're 18, you get a helmet, right?
That's right.
Or do they still
Well,
not do helmets in rugby?
No helmets in rugby. They wear little caps to stop the cauliflower ears.
Ah,
Have you ever seen that? But all
Yeah.
the psycho kids played rugby because they could beat kids up in the excuse of it being a sport and get away with it.
I
So,
see. Cleat them and whatnot.
oh yeah, yeah.
Get the
You
ribs.
Get everything in there, yeah.
Well, we talked a little about music and bands. We're going to move on to the questions now.
Okay.
We've got 5 here, each
All right.
worth 100 points. If you miss one, you lose half of what you had before.
Right,
So,
okay.
and also, if you say the magic word,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be blessed with a little squirrel here that has the word on it. So,
All right.
and you get an extra 100 points for that.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start off.
All right, man.
In rugby, what is a scrum?
Ian, in rugby, a scrum is where you go for possession and the two sides get down. They have the props and the forwards together. They pop the ball in and they have to roll it out to the scrum half who comes in and around behind trying to gain possession.
Excellent, that's right. It resets the game in a sense,
Basically,
right?
yeah. It's
Wow.
like almost like a restart or something like that.
Excellent.
And it gets nasty in there sometimes.
I bet. I see those piles of
Yeah.
man in the Isle of Man. And all right, so we get 100 points for that one. All right, we got second question here. In cricket, there is a batsman who hits the ball.
Yeah.
But what is the name of the person who throws or rolls the ball?
That would be the bowler.
That's correct. And the audience loves you here.
The
Listen,
audience
you
is
hear
going
that? Yeah, give him a wave. Let's give him
Hey,
a wave.
audience.
There we go. All right, so we're up to 200 points. With this
right.
still, you could say the secret word maybe. Third question. In cricket, what is a sticky wicket?
A sticky wicket is, in cricket, when a wicket is damp or overnight, sometimes with the dew, it'll sweat a little bit. It means that the ball, when the bowler is bowling, can do some weird things. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so when you're batting on a sticky wicket, it means things are very difficult. And so
Huh.
Hence the
Difficult.
term.
Sticky wicket.
Sticky wicket
See, I didn't
becoming
even have
the
an
term
answer
for
for that. I
anything.
was just hoping you knew.
That's what it
so,
is. No, that's what it is. So
Couldn't find that anywhere.
that's why, whenever anybody's in trouble now, it's just become a term. Sticky wicket.
Like I was in a sticky wicket last night, kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it after
Okay,
the
tell
show.
me about it later, yeah.
Yeah, well, that puts him up to 300 points. He's doing amazing. You're in the run for the lead now.
all
You're getting
right.
close.
I'm trying not to feel the pressure.
All right, this one, for a lot of people, would be very challenging in the United States. But since you probably keep up with England and whatnot, you might know this one. Who won the 2006 World Cup?
The 2006 World Cup. Well, I could go on and on about, who should have won it, who could have won it, but the Italians won it.
He's correct on that. The Italians did. There was a headbutt involved. I remember that.
There was a headbutt, and the irony of the headbutt was, of course, that here in the US, where people aren't that big on soccer, that the headbutt seemed to get more attention than any other game or any
Right.
other tournament that had gone on. It was all about the headbutt.
Right.
But it was a vicious headbutt,
It was.
and it wasn't very pleasant.
He went down
Yeah,
hard.
it went down like a ton of bricks, yeah.
All right, he's up to 400 points. If you get this one,
Yeah.
you will be the winner tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, final question.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep on the soccer topic here.
All right.
Which year did England win the World Cup? They've only won once.
1966.
1966. We have a winner. 500 points. Let's see. Here's the secret word. Drop it down. Secret word was face. Face. So, well,
Well, I came
you still
close
won.
because, when you were talking to me about cricket, they talk about the batsman faces the ball.
Oh, you almost
So
said
we were
face
very
there.
close.
Very close.
Yeah.
You still got 500 points.
right,
You're the winner
great.
tonight.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you being on the show.
Pleasure. Thanks a
Always.
lot.
All right. Stay tuned for the next episode of You Betcha. And we'll see you around next time. Get to know Columbia and these people around here. They got 500 points. All right, then. Take care, everybody.